Well, the idea of talking to a microphone as if it's a producer seemed to work okay for last week. So this is ahead of 9th July broadcast on Phonic Possible, but bits and pieces online in the meantime seems to be okay as a procedure. And other people come back on the Facebook group with sound clips. Chris, for example. John, I think I'm going to use the We Not Know Twitter feed and maybe the Wild Show Facebook page if something comes up that would fit. Not sure how it's going to work. Have now played Having a Wonderful Time. J.G. Ballard's story as a play, half an hour. And last year or the year before, we started to use the basement of the Phoenix as a location for a sort of update on that story, whereby people got lost in a studio and never returned. Actually, there's another way out of the basement, which people would gradually get to hear about. But since nobody can get in the Phoenix building anyway, I'm trying to think of an online way of doing it, which I think would be a social media space similar to the bar area, or sort of upstairs of the Phoenix building, and then a specialised sound editing techie area, which is like the basement, but would, I discover, potentially consume all the time available. So this might be like doing amateur dramatics in the play, but just be radio editing, which can just go on forever. I think if you're trying to do a 2-hour edit, you should just give up at a certain point and the audience will be alright with it. But on the other hand, you could spend, I think, an infinite amount of time editing audio, which is alright as a summer occupation, but we could explore that. And then there's a couple of adverts that need to come into it. Aretha Franklin, Never Gonna Break My Faith. We can play that again as a single track, but then there is a movie, Bobby, where the version with Mary J. Blige was part of that. But I don't know how much of Bobby I'm allowed to play. I did get into difficulty with the Grateful Dead, or with Warner Brothers playing a track by the Grateful Dead, as they thought. It wasn't really, it was an advert. It was just the robot thought it might be something to do with what they have the copyright on. So I'm hoping to get a tweet back from Warner Brothers, WMA I think it is, but nothing so far. So that's there's still a long time before this show is broadcast. So any sort of comments, additional bits of MP3 that might fit with such a show, very welcome.